afternoon. We are live from the International Financiers Trading Room. We're looking at right now is me going long the Swiss Franc. That's right, people. The Swiss Franc. Not a lot of people know of the currency names out there.
Order submitted.
Lock in some profits here. A lot of people don't know that it is a safe haven, as they consider, um, along with the Japanese yen. Let me see. Maybe I can bring in the yen into this. I almost guarantee it's mirroring the action that we're seeing here. Holy shit! There goes the yen, and you can see they're both safe havens. If anything goes down here in the U.S., globally as well, a lot of money will flow into the yen and the Swiss franc because of um, their economies, their cultures are very insulary, if you will. For example, in Japan, you cannot be a foreign national. You have to be born in Japan to own a business in Japan. Um, so a lot of money tends to flow into these safe haven countries, along with gold. I almost guarantee gold is going up right now. Let me see. So those are. I used to have them all saved under the tab safe havens because of that exact reason. And so, yeah, let me see here. You can see just like many charts of it. Gold is doing the same thing. So basically, not to get too much into what's going on here and what's the sell-offs that are taking place. Not much. It's really in hindsight. I mean, we're fresh off all-time highs, but you can see even in compares to earlier in the day. Yeah, it's pretty at the moment significant. I mean, we're barely over three quarters, so it's not that big of a deal. However, from a day trading standpoint, it is. That's the Nasdaq. Let me see. Just keep you up to date. If you watched? I haven't posted yet, but if you watched time of posting this, I'll post up another video where I exited the Russell earlier. As you can see, obviously I could have stayed in that trade much longer. I got out too quickly. I am not going to let that happen to me in this trade. I would like to ride this probably on into the sunset. It's the afternoon, so it's probably going to be like this till at least 3 o'clock. What's happening is at least what came across the headlines. Um, Let me just a further. Oh, this is a minute chart. My apologies here. Let me bring up the 15-minute. There we go. Look at that. We're definitely gonna get some selling up here at the $1.12, where it's really $1.01. It's interesting because the Swiss franc is not that far off from the U.S. currency. If you see, that's how many Swiss francs you get per U.S. dollar. So I'm sorry, it's the other way around. This is how much U.S. dollars we would get. Um, this is how many Swiss francs. No, I'm sorry, it's the other way around. That's how many dollars we would get. They're so close to each other. It's not like the euro. It's like $1.13. The pound is at the $1.20, give or take. But they've hit a snag in trade deal that U.S. and China have been trying to do. It's going to be very interesting. I don't want to get too political, but it's going to be very entertaining with these trade agreements because they want to do a deal with China. China desperately needs this deal. That's not a secret. And what a lot of people don't know is because of the slow of overall international trade, because of these tariffs, European countries are hurting because the Asian countries that kind of make their money off of China, if you will, they're hurting. So basically, China is not ordering as many BMWs, Volkswagens or what else, Mercedes Benz, and other products that are made in Germany. Germany, of course, a very heavily export country. About 40% of their economy is on exports, and they're not sending over to China anymore, and vice versa. So because of that, it's going to be interesting to see. This morning, the Senate, I believe, one of the two, or Congress passed a bill supporting the protest in Hong Kong, which has been going on. It's gonna probably be, I believe, since June or July. I remember telling people back then, watch out for that because that can be very significant. And these trade agreements and an overall
Order submitted.
scope of things. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, the farmers here in the U.S. would like them to buy more agriculture, and at the same time, the European countries want to see the trade agreement done with, so China can get back on their feet because they're in a recession right now. Technically, Germany's almost is teetering technical recession. Um, it's going to be interesting to see. So it's a very headline. Obviously, we live in a headline-driven world, and just headlines like that. Um, I mean, we're just coming off the all-time high. So any type of even a retracement of 2% down, it's not the end of the world. However, they will tell you it's the end of the world, but it's not. I assure you, it's just the beginning of me making money off a Swiss franc trade. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed my spiel. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now and get back to my trade. See if it cuts across the Bollinger Band here. May the trend be your friend. Go hunting in the markets.